Okay, here we go. Yeah. Falco. Oh. Ha! Four, three. I win. Next battle. Hold on. Yoshi Island.
3, 2, 1, go!
I want them alive. Ow. Get down. Wah ha ha. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, with me, ugly rat. Yeah. I want the last one. I want the last one. Ouch. That had to hurt. I mean, it really hurt. Ow. Okay. Come out, you ugly rat. Get down, you ugly rat.
4, 3, 2, 1,
Win. Yep.
You'll get no sympathy from me.
Yeah, you saw me beat the whole thing. Yes.
come on, subscribe to me. I don't care. So bye.